Today we're going to be combining my mid-1980s Lennox G14 Series heater with brand new RTH6500 Honeywell thermostat. This thermostat is not a battery powered, so it needs a power source from the heater itself. Alright, so following the wire going from the thermostat, there it's going up to the up into the main floor wall. So I follow it down, and here it comes into the heater. So there's two wires here. You gotta make sure which one is the set that you want. Now, I see that there's a blue wire here that it was just strapped around the base over here. So I'm gonna use that one. This is a 5-wire setup, but it's only using 4 wires. So there's a red wire. There's a red wire on the R, white wire on the W, yellow wire on the Y, a green wire on the G, and a red wire on the T. Now, not all of those wires go to the wire system going upstairs. So, like I said, you gotta make sure which wires you're dealing with. This wire was wrapped around here. So what I'm going to do is, I already tried using the G wire according to the directions, and it powered the unit, it powered the thermostat, but it did not actually make the heater run. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this wire, this blue wire, and by the way, the colors don't matter. The only reason the colors matter is for each color to be matched from the heater to your new thermostat. Okay, so again, I'm going to use this blue wire. I'm going to hook it to the T, and that should power up everything. The T, and I'm going to mark it TC, because the Honeywell thermostat wants a C wire. Now, if you don't have a 5th wire coming through all this stuff, what you can do is take a heavy washer and tie a piece of string around it, drop it through the hole, thermostat hole upstairs, and then you can get a magnet, something like this. You can get a magnet and grab a hold of the washer or the nut, whatever, and then bring it down, and you can tie a new wire around that and pull it back up through the thermostat hole. Now, if you don't have a wire, and you could use one of those adapter kits that you plug in, but I don't want to do that. Now, I already have a wire existing, so I don't need to do that, but I'll show you something. All you need to do is get a little pack of 18 gauge wire. This is a 40-foot pack. I bought it for something else. All you're going to need is like 12 feet. If your heater's in the basement and your thermostat is right above it on the first floor, you need 12-16 feet at the most. And no matter what anybody says, you must turn off the power. So you look through the list here and find the fuse that goes to your heater, and turn that off before you do any of this. So we're gonna open up the heater. when you put the new wire on, make certain that it runs. Make certain that the wire is round clockwise, just like this one, because when you tighten it, the screw will naturally tighten around the wire. If you turn it the other way, you're going to be fighting everything, and it might come off. See, like this one, I don't know why they did that. You can see it tried to twist. So I'll probably change that when I turn off after I've turned off the power. And while you're changing your thermostat, it may be a good plan to have the gas company come out and check for leaks. And we had a bad valve. We had to have that replaced. And you can either use Teflon tape, that white stuff, and if you want to use a sealer, this stuff is great. Let's get under some light here. It's a Rector Seal 5. This stuff works excellent. That'll seal anything. It's for gas and water. Alright, so I'm going to need a screwdriver, a drill. You might need a drill depending on the kind of system you're putting on, and a level. Alright, so I know this is a battery powered unit, and I'm just going to put my fingers on the top, put my thumb on the bottom, and there we go. Pull out with your thumb. And I'm going to take the batteries out of this one and save it in case I ever need it again. Okay, so I'm going to take a picture of the way the wires are set up right now. Okay, I looked at the heater earlier, and this wire that's hooked to the OB, this blue wire is not hooked to anything down on the heater, so whoever hooked this up didn't look at the heater itself. And so I'm going to use that for the C wire. I'm going to put the, you can see I tried this already, and I marked the labels and everything. So anyway, I took a picture, and I'm going to use this blue wire. I'm using my drill, and I've got it on the weakest setting it's got, so it's fine. All the power is off, so it doesn't matter what wire I unhook first. Alright, so these wires are hanging onto the wall there. I don't have enough wire to wrap around the pencil, but you get the idea. This way they're not going to fall through the wall. Alright, so I'm going to take this blue wire, I'm going to wrap a piece of tape around it, and I'm going to write OB where it was, and I'm also going to write T, and then I'm going to write C, because I'm going to use it for the C wire, and it's going to go to the T junction on the heater itself. Alright, there we go. I wrote OB, T, C, and the date. Alright, so right now we're going to mount the wall plate. To not let the wires fall through the wall. I already tried this once, so I already had the holes drilled out. I'm not getting it snug just yet. Alright. Not gonna get any better than that until you move it. Close enough. Now, take a look at your picture that you had on your phone. Match the wires to each one of these little pegs. So you can see how tiny these screws are. So you got to be able to get in there, and all you do is push the wire down from in the top there. Make sure it's on the right side of the screw so it actually pulls it down, and you're good to go. If you have a wire like this, or if you have to put a wire in there, a jumper is what they're called. So if you have to use one of those, do that one last, because tugging on the rest of the wires might actually pull it out of place before you're done. And then once you're done with all that, you just put the unit in place, make sure it clicks, and turn the power on with the fuse, and set up the heater system.
Benjamin, you're right.
Alright, all the wires are in place and they're snug and they're pushed back into the wall. Now we just got to attach the unit. I changed the ground wire to go clockwise. Now I'm going to put this blue wire on the T. And there's another wire on the T, so I want to make sure that they're both snug once I get it there. If the wire you're working with doesn't have a good curve to it, you can wrap it around a screwdriver or something. This wire is kind of long, so I want to make sure that it doesn't touch the heater. I should actually just cut it off, shorten it up, but I'm not going to at this point. Just bend it out away from the metal of the heater body. Okay, they're all snug. Put the cover back on and